Votes in question. Truth on trial. The count may be over, but the questions just began. Election night chaos in
Something is not adding up about Tuesday's elections. Democrats swept races from coast to coast in what they're calling a blue wave, but the numbers tell a different story. Machines mysteriously failing in Republican districts, poll pads crashing at the worst possible moments, bomb threats shutting down voting in key precincts. The timing was too perfect, the pattern too familiar. Now Americans are demanding answers about results that defy every historical trend and polling prediction. What you're about to hear is not conspiracy theory. It's documented irregularities that follow the same playbook that we've all seen before. The evidence is mounting, and the questions are getting louder. I'm going to show you what really happened. Just like spotting irregularities in elections, your skin shows signs when something's not right. Fine lines, wrinkles, lost elasticity. While we investigate what happened Tuesday, you can take control of your health today. Clinical trials prove that 2.5 grams of collagen peptides daily deliver remarkable results. 25% reduction in eye wrinkles, 9% improvement in elasticity, 29% boost in hydration. BioTrust Ageless Multi-Collagen provides 5 types of premium collagen to restore your skin's youthful appearance while strengthening joints and bones. Unlike suspicious election results, these results are verified and transparent. Get 51% off at healthwithgary.com right now, plus free VIP coaching, a skin health guide, and free shipping. Visit healthwithgary.com today because real results don't need explaining. So this just in, conservatives are now pointing to inconsistencies in New Jersey's gubernatorial race after nearly 500,000 new voters appeared from 2021 to 2025, more than double the state's population growth over 4 years, with almost all of them going to Democrats. We have seen this before, haven't we? 500,000 new voters appearing, more than double the state's population over 4 years. Almost all of them Democrats. What are the chances of that, huh? Popular vote. These are some of the election results. Very curious, isn't it? What do we have here? Wall Street apes posting this. Zoran Mandami, native-born, 31% vote, foreign-born, 62. Andrew Cuomo getting 40% of the native-born, foreign-born, 24%. Curtis Sliwa, 25% of the native-born, and foreign-born, 12%. So democracy is just who can import the most voters, right? You see how it works? Just import the votes. President Trump making an excellent case to combat election fraud by ending the filibuster.
Bad shit. It's time for Republicans to do what they have to do, and that's terminate the filibuster. It's the only way you can do it. And if you don't terminate the filibuster, you'll be in bad shape. We won't pass any legislation. There'll be no legislation passed for 3.25. We have 3.25 years, so that's a long time. But when they can't do an extension, and John, I think they've done an extension every single time they've ever been asked forever. This is the first time they haven't done an extension. Extensions are supposed to be easy, but if they won't do an extension, they won't do any bill, even a simple bill. And we should do our own bills. We should get out. We should do our own bills. We should open up. We should start tonight with the country's open. Congratulations. Then we should pass voter ID. We should pass no mail-in voting. We should pass all the things that we want to pass, make our elections secure and safe, because California is a disaster. Many of the states are disasters. But can you imagine when they vote almost unanimously against voter ID? All we want is voter ID. You go to a grocery store, you have to give ID. You go to a gas station, you give ID. But for voting, they want no voter ID. That's only for one reason, because they cheat. We would pass that in 15 minutes. If you don't get it, you'll never pass that. You'll never talk about mail-in ballots. Mail-in ballots make it automatically corrupt. If you have mail-in ballots, automatically it's correct. Even Jimmy Carter, they had the Carter Commission after he got out of office, and he had a group of very distinguished people, Democrats and Republicans, and they passed, they recommended things take place. It was a long time ago. And they said about mail-in ballots, if there is mail-in ballots, there will definitely be corruption because, they pass through too many hands. I mean, you go in to vote, and they want you cut. It's time for.
It's 2025, and we're still dealing with election fraud. Michael Byrne, election fraud alert. 48 hours ago, voter misdirection and suppression by the New Jersey Democrat State Committee. Don't believe Democrat text messages. Check your polling place on the State Division of Elections.
Editorial board. Hey everybody, Mike Byrne here, chairman of the Montclair Republican County Committee, co-chairman of the America First Republicans of New Jersey, coming to you from Montclair, the People's Republic of Montclair. It's the home of Mikey Sherrill and other left-wing luminaries like Stephen Colbert and the New York Times editorial board and all kinds of people that want to ruin our state and ruin our country. I'm here at the Charles Bullock Elementary School. And I'm here because in the last 24 hours, I've received several text messages from the New Jersey State Democrat Party telling me to come here today and vote for Mikey Sherrill. Now, obviously, I'm not voting for Mikey Sherrill no matter where I go to vote. The problem is that they told me to come here. This is not my polling place. And obviously, this was a blast text message out to God knows how many people. And that's the question. How many people is the New Jersey State Democrat Party misdirecting to the wrong polling places? And are they only misdirecting Republicans? Is that what's going on here? Are they trying to suppress Republican turnout by sending Republicans like me to the wrong polling place? Now, when I went inside, I was told that I could vote provisionally. But the problem with the provisional ballot is that it may not count. You have to vote in your proper polling place in order to ensure your vote will definitely be counted. Folks who have followed what's gone on in this county and in this town will remember that 12 Republicans in Ward 3, District 4 were totally disenfranchised in 2021 when their votes were lost. And you'll also remember that when I was a candidate for state senate in 2023, I was forced to vote provisionally then, even though I was at my proper polling place. And that vote, that provisional vote that they made me cast in 2023 was never counted. So if you're getting text messages from the New Jersey State Democrats telling you to vote at a particular location, you need to check the State Division of Elections.
That's how they do it, folks. Send out some phony text messages and get y'all confused. Here we have this in Coldwater, Kansas. Mayor charged with election fraud after it was revealed he allegedly voted multiple times despite not even being a U.S. citizen. Jose Ceballos won re-election and was charged the next morning.
Kobach claimed the mayor of Coldwater accused of election fraud. The charges come hours after he secured a second term in office. Attorney General Chris Kobach charged Mayor Jose Joe Ceballos with 6 felonies, 3 counts each of voting without being qualified and election perjury. Kobach claims Ceballos is lawfully living in the U.S. but is a citizen of Mexico, making him ineligible to vote. The AG alleges the mayor illegally cast ballots in the August 2024 primary and November 2022 and 2023 general elections.
In large part, our system right now is based on trust. Trust that when the person signed the registration or signs the poll books saying that he's a qualified elector or that he is a United States citizen, that the person is telling the truth.
We reached out to Mayor Ceballos for comment, but have not heard back yet. The Coldwater City Council, though, released a statement on social media saying the mayor called them in for a special meeting over the noon hour to, quote, discuss recent events that have transpired with the Kansas Attorney General's office. While the recent allegations involving the mayor are understandably concerning, we will allow the proper legal process to take its course before making any further.
Oh, man. Illegals running for mayor, voting multiple times. Oh, my goodness. Last night, California showed up. Katie Porter, remember her? The lunatic in California? Nothing is stronger than the power of democracy, not even a wannabe dictator. Last night, Californians showed we're ready to stand up to Donald Trump, and we aren't slowing down.
to see a very Prop 50 is really about empowering the American people who are really fed up with what Donald Trump has been doing. So Californians are seeing on the ground in their lives the effects of tariffs, the threats on healthcare premiums, what's happening in our colleges and universities. And this was their chance to push back on that. So
we see what's happening at the colleges and universities, honey. 22 hours ago, Andy Ngo, leftist protesters marching in the communist organized Refuse Fascism direct action at the Capitol. Oh, yeah. That's a terrifying sight. Trump must go now. Shame. Yeah, good luck with that. Here we have from Lindell TV. What happened last night wasn't an election. It was a setup. Machines failing in red district, poll pads crashing, bomb threats shutting down precincts, voters blocked in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Ohio, all on cue. Then came the now familiar fraud curve. Let's listen.
That means that, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, folks. The elections that were held yesterday were illegal. The polls went down in Pennsylvania, the poll pads. The voting machines stopped working in Ohio and in New Jersey in one county, and bomb threats were called into districts also in New Jersey. That means that Republican voters were blocked from voting. That means that Americans were disenfranchised, to use one of the Democrats' favorite words. Where are the federal officials? Why is America's entire election system allowed to continue as a fraud committed against the American people? And yes, we already know it's a fraud from many obvious reasons. You know this because Jason Miyares had a significant polling lead just 24 hours before the election yesterday, and it disappeared in a fraud curve that we're all familiar with because we saw it before in 2020. It was so bad even that mail-in ballot master Scott Pressler had to warn everyone that the machines went down in red districts. Of course, they were red in the state of New Jersey. You know it's bad, folks, when even Scott Pressler notices the fraud. Now, Milo pointed out on Twitter X that Scott Pressler does not actually deliver victories, but mostly excuses. So true. There's no evidence that Pressler or Turning Point Action really deliver GOP victories. Why? Well, because the push for early voting is just another scam. Early voting is part of the problem. You cannot early vote your way out of rigged elections. The people who told you that early voting worked were not election security experts. They were scammers who like to take selfies, and lots of them. And a lot of the money they made from gullible GOP donors was paid out to MAGA influencers to be their cheerleaders for their scam.
Wow.
While the neocons like Mark Levin and Josh Hammer and Ben Shapiro spent the last few weeks telling you that Tucker Carlson was the biggest problem in American politics, the GOP got wiped out in Virginia, in Pennsylvania, and New Jersey by the rigged voting machines. That's not an accident. That is by design. None of these people care about fair elections because none of these people care about America. We must have in-person voting on paper ballots conducted on one single day and hand counted. Everything else is a scam. And that's the absolute truth.
I'm with you. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. Now, this is not about being a sore loser. It's about protecting our republic. When machines fail only in red districts, when turnout spikes defy mathematics, when redistricting measures pass alongside suspicious flips, we have a duty to ask questions. Same people telling you to move on are the ones who spent years crying Russia. Now they want you to ignore actual irregularities happening on American soil. Where are the audit trails? Where are the chain of custody records? Why do these patterns keep repeating in the same places at the same times with the same results? So here is my question for the comment section. Do you believe these elections were completely clean? Yes or no? Your answer matters because if we can't trust the process, we've already lost the republic. Don't let them silence you. Stand up, speak out, and grab some gear from our shop. It's linked down below.